Welcome. So far, we have seen in C programming language that you can think of the complete C programming language, however big it is. Means a C program can be in more than one source file. Okay, and in a C program there can be many functions. Okay, and these functions communicate with each other. So how they communicate, how a function communicate with another function. So you have a calling function which in a function, let's say this is your function f1. Okay, so the function will have many statements. So in f1 you can call another function, let's say f2. Okay, so from one function you can call another function. From the f1 itself you can call f1 again. Function can call itself also. So this is how functions in C programs communicate with each other. There is a calling function. This is F1 here is a calling function and F2 is the called function. F2 is the called function. Now when you look at the definition of a function, so function definition, how a function is defined. You have a return type, name of the function, and this function is supposed to get as an input arguments, different argument. So this is argument declarations. You will see this is the syntax of the function definition. You will see examples. Okay, and then you have these are the statements of the function. You know, declarations and statements means inside the function you can declare a variable, you can declare so whatever it is. So this is how the functions are. This is the definition of a function. Okay, these are declarations and statements. Okay, so f1 is the calling function and f2 is the called function. There can be many arguments there also that f1 will have to pass. For example, this is my sum function. Okay, and it has two arguments, int a, int b. Okay, so what will return? It will return the sum of the two numbers. That's what will return. Okay. Now let's say there is another function which is f, and this function is calling sum. Then this function f is supposed to provide these two arguments also. So let's say if we provide sum 2, 3, then what will this sum return? It will return 5. Okay. Then sum returns 5. Sum returns 5. Okay. So this is how a function is supposed to communicate. You have a calling function. Okay, let me write it out clearly. So if you have a calling function, okay, when this calling function calls the other function, then it will pass arguments to it, which you can think of it as giving input to a function. So calling function will call a function, let's say a called function. So in that case, what is the calling function? F1 is the calling function. And what is the called function? Sum is the called function. Okay. Now, the calling function will call the function by giving the arguments, okay, and the called function will perform the operation and it will return the sum. It will return the sum. So F1 calls sum 2, 3, right? This 2 and this 3, these are the arguments. These are the arguments. And what this sum will return? The sum will return 5. Okay, the sum will return 5. So arguments that is being sent to sum are 2 and 3. So it will return what? It will return 5. So this is the kind of the communication between functions. Okay. So in a function definition, there is a return statement. Return expression. Okay. Okay, so what would be the flow of execution? Flow of execution will be in a function F1. The flow of execution will be one statement after the other. Okay, we will see what sort of statements we can write here. Okay, like the statement can be anything where you are assigning a value to a variable. Okay, there is an expression. The expression evaluates to a value, and that value will be assigned to a variable. Or there can be some conditional statements, which is basically a compound statement, if else types. So anyways, the flow of execution is like this, that it will execute one statement after the other from top to bottom, and in it, if you find any function call, then the execution of F1, let's say this is the fourth statement. Okay, at the fourth statement, F2 is called. So till line 3, the statements are executed. At line 4, F2 is called. So F2 will be executed now. F2 will be executed completely, such that all these statements are executed. Your control reaches the closing right brace, or you may not come to this stage and you find a return statement somewhere at any place before the closing right brace. The control of the execution will go back to F1 till statement 3. All the statements were executed. At statement 4, a function call was made. So the execution control goes to that function. Either it is executed completely till the right closing brace, or if it encounters any return statement. In these two scenarios, the execution go back to F1. Now 4 is completely executed because F2 part is over. It will again execute statement 5 and it will reach the right brace and the execution will end. As far as return statement is considered, this is optional. You can simply have return statement. Okay, or you can return after reaching. If you reach the closing right brace, in all those situations you will return to the calling function. Okay, so this is the basic template of the function. Okay, so what you have in the body of the function is declarations and statements. By declarations, I mean you can declare a variable or you can declare a function too. We will look into it. And the statements are nothing but your logic for your program. This statement can be a single statement or it can be a compound statement. Compounded statement means we will see conditions like if else. So all of this, this whole block is considered as one compound statement. We will look into it. So let's get into the statements of the function. What are the different statements that you can use, that you can write so as to accomplish your task of the function. Now, a statement is ended, means terminated using a semicolon. Okay. In C, the semicolon is a statement separator. The semicolon is a statement separator. And braces, left curly brace and right curly brace, braces are used to group declarations and statements together into a block so that syntactically equivalent to a single statement. This is a C++ program. We will do coding practice in C++ and we will also implement different algorithms and different concepts of data structures and algorithms in C++ only. You only, once you learn about the C language, you only have to then just catch up the syntax. So just look at this function. Cout, this is one statement. Okay, and because it is ended with a semicolon, so I can say that this is one statement. This is another statement. This is another statement. Okay. You look at this, opening left brace, closing right brace. So between this is one block. This is one block. We will look into that. This is if block. Okay. Similarly, this is the opening brace. This is the closing brace. So this is these are the statements inside this else if block. Okay. Semicolon is a statement separator. So for any individual statements, semicolon is a statement separator. Okay. So this is one statement. This is one another statement. In this block, this is in totality, this is a if block. If block has two statements in it, but overall this whole if block is syntactically one compound statement. You can think of it like that. Now, what sort of statements you can have in your program? You can have declarations, means you can declare variable, you can declare functions. You can have if else, or that is also called as conditional statements. Conditional statements. You can have loops in the form of for loop or while loop, do while loop. Okay. These are common for every programming language because ultimately your programming language is a high level language and that is built upon the type of instructions any digital computer can have. These are in English language for you, but these are built on top of assembly language, and assembly language is built on top of the basic operations that a computer can perform, digital computer can perform.